Reacher Season 3 Episode 5 Ending Explained. When it was announced that Amazon Prime Video would be adapting Lee Child's Jack Reacher novels into a television series, fans of the books had high expectations. The action-packed, thoughtful, and emotionally complex world that Child had crafted over decades seemed like a daunting challenge to recreate on screen. Yet, with Alan Ritchson stepping into the titular role in Reacher Season 1, the show not only met but exceeded those expectations. Here's a closer look at the first season of Reacher and what makes it a standout hit. 1. The right Jack Reacher for the role. From the very first moment Alan Ritchson appears on screen, there is no mistaking who Jack Reacher is. In fact, his performance is so striking that it's impossible to imagine anyone else filling this role. Unlike Tom Cruise, who played Reacher in the movie adaptations, Ritchson brings to life the towering, physically imposing character described in Child's novels. At 6'2" and well-built, Ritchson embodies the physicality that fans of the books have come to expect from Reacher. His portrayal of the character is more aligned with the original vision of the character, a man with a hulking frame but with a calculating, intelligent mind. This Reacher doesn't just use his fists to get by. He uses his wits, his observation skills, and a cold, brutal efficiency that allows him to navigate situations with ruthless precision. But beyond the physicality, Ritchson's Jack Reacher is layered with an understated charm. He is calm and collected, but also disarmingly witty. The way he delivers his lines, with dry humor and often without a second thought, makes Reacher a more approachable, if still dangerous, character. It's this balance of brawn and brain that makes Ritchson's portrayal a near-perfect fit for fans of the books. 2. Staying true to the books. For fans of Jack Reacher's source material, Season 1 of Reacher was a welcome return to the world they loved. The season is based on Child's first Reacher novel, Killing Floor, and it stays remarkably faithful to the source material. The plot revolves around Reacher arriving in the small town of Margrave, Georgia, only to be quickly arrested for a murder he did not commit. What follows is a thrilling mix of crime, solving, action, and intrigue as Reacher uncovers a sinister conspiracy involving counterfeit money, corruption, and murder. The show is filled with all the hallmarks of a great Reacher story: methodical investigation, unexpected twists, and action sequences that are as intense as they are satisfying. This faithfulness to the original material is a major strength of the series. Fans of the novels will appreciate how the show never deviates too far from the essence of what made the books so captivating. It feels like a direct adaptation rather than a reimagining, which is crucial for fans who have invested years in the world Child has created. 3. Complex villains and intricate storytelling. One of the key elements that made Season 1 of Reacher stand out was its well-crafted villains. The show introduces a variety of antagonists, each of whom is morally complex in their own right. From the corrupt local police to the mysterious criminals behind the plot, every villain is given depth, making their motives and actions more believable. The standout antagonist is, of course, the leader of the conspiracy, the enigmatic and cold-blooded Kleiner, played by Bruce McGill. McGill's portrayal of Kleiner is chilling, his performance filled with menace, yet controlled by an almost stoic demeanor. What makes Kleiner so effective as a villain is not just his ruthlessness, but also his intelligence. He's not a mere brute force to be defeated. Rather, he's a calculating mastermind whose plans are as intricate as they are dangerous. As the season progresses, Reacher uncovers more layers of the conspiracy, revealing not just local corruption, but ties to larger, more shadowy forces at work. The storytelling in Reacher Season 1 never feels rushed. The pacing is deliberate, giving each twist and turn the time it deserves. The show trusts its audience to follow along with the unfolding mystery, rewarding those who pay attention with the satisfaction of seeing everything come together in a climactic, pulse-pounding conclusion. 4. The action sequences, brutal, tactical, and realistic. Of course, no Reacher adaptation would be complete without the kind of explosive action sequences that have become synonymous with the character. From the very first episode, Reacher delivers on its promise of brutal, tactical combat. But what sets this show apart is the grounded nature of the action. Unlike many modern action series that rely heavily on CGI or over-the-top choreography, Reacher showcases fight scenes that feel real and visceral. The choreography of the action sequences is a testament to the show's attention to detail. Reacher doesn't engage in flashy moves or acrobatics. Instead, his fighting style is direct, efficient, and unrelenting. Each punch, kick, and takedown has weight, and the consequences of those actions are felt by both Reacher and his adversaries. This grounded, realistic approach to action makes it all the more satisfying to watch. There is also a distinct tactical element to Reacher's fighting style. He's not just a brute who takes out his enemies through sheer strength. He is a master of strategy. In several instances, Reacher outsmarts his enemies, using the environment to his advantage or setting up traps that allow him to gain the upper hand. This strategic approach to combat is an important part of the character and is one of the reasons why the action in Reacher feels so authentic. 5. Supporting characters, a strong ensemble. While Alan Ritchson's Reacher is undoubtedly the star of the show, Reacher Season 1 benefits from a strong supporting cast. The relationships Reacher forms with others throughout the season add a layer of emotional depth to the show. The most prominent of these relationships is with Officer Roscoe Conklin Willa Fitzgerald, a tough and intelligent local police officer who becomes one of Reacher's main allies. Fitzgerald's performance as Roscoe is compelling. She's not a damsel in distress or a mere sidekick to Reacher's heroics. Instead, she is a capable and resourceful character in her own right, one who contributes to the investigation and is willing to stand her ground even in the face of danger. Her dynamic with Reacher is one of mutual respect, and their partnership adds a sense of camaraderie to the series. Other supporting characters, such as Detective Finley Malcolm Goodwin, add to the ensemble's strength. Finley is initially skeptical of Reacher's methods, but gradually comes to appreciate his unique approach to solving crimes. The chemistry between the characters feels natural, and their interactions help ground the show in a sense of community and teamwork. 6. A gritty and authentic tone. The tone of Reacher Season 1 is one of gritty realism. The show doesn't shy away from depicting violence, corruption, or the darker side of human nature. This rawness is essential to capturing the essence of Jack Reacher as a character and the world he inhabits. The small town of Margrave, with its mix of small-town charm and deep-seated corruption, serves as the perfect backdrop for the story. The cinematography helps to reinforce this atmosphere with dark, moody shots that emphasize the sense of danger lurking just beneath the surface. The show also excels at creating a sense of isolation and mystery. Reacher is a man who moves through the world without attachments or a permanent home, and the series captures that sense of loneliness and detachment. At the same time, the show never lets the viewer forget that Reacher is a force to be reckoned with. His ability to adapt and fight back against overwhelming odds is what makes him such a compelling protagonist. 7. The future of Reacher. By the end of Season 1, it's clear that Reacher is not just a one-and-done show. The conclusion of the season, while satisfying in its own right, sets up future storylines that promise even more action, intrigue, and character development. Fans of the books will be excited to see how the series adapts the later novels in the series, while newcomers to the Reacher universe